Right. So hi everyone. This is me trying to record the audio again because it wasn't there the first time. Alrighty. So from the perspective viewport, you can actually go to other types of panels. If you look at the left here, we got panel layouts. So you have your standard, perspective, big and nice, four views, four viewports, or you can have side by side, or the one just with outliner, right? I decide to use this one because it's much easier, but I don't want it to be front Z at the left here, so I'll change it in panels by going to, because this is front Z, so we want to change panels, go to orthographic and choose side. Now it's side X, and this is what we're going to use to draw our curves to produce the rocket ship in 3D. So let's look at it. This is our rocket ship. This is what we're going to use as a reference for a start. So I'll go to my create curve tools, get my CV curve tool, and I will start to draw. You notice that I will hold X. That toggles my snap to grid, so it snaps to the grid and starts at the line there, the origin line, the vertical origin line. And I'll keep on drawing, put in my points, put it closer to each other so that we have much more definition. Look at the reference to see where I'm going. So I think I like that curve, and zoom out a bit so I get a much more graceful sweeping curve going on here. Alright, I'm gonna do the top part there, the edge at the top. So let's see, we need to zoom in a bit here in a bit. That's not too bad, I'll say. Or you can undo if you want, or move by pressing Ctrl Z. So I'll just Ctrl Z there, place it where I think I need it to be. That's not too bad. Zoom in a bit, press hold Ctrl alternate on your keyboard, left mouse button, click and drag, allows you to zoom in like this, and then put in my points closer to each other so that I get a nicer, much more defined edge there. Alright, and here you have it. The first part, the middle part of the rocket ship, that's a curve that's going to form our patch there. You can go to control vertex mode and select some of the points and tweak it accordingly if you want, no problem. So that's why I say you don't have to be really precise the first time you draw it, because later on you can always edit it as long as you put in enough points. And I'll tweak it accordingly. Again, we don't really need to be detailed with it. We can just move on to the other part and do the bottom part if you want, because later on, once we've created the surface, then we can figure out how we're gonna tweak it further. Alright, so I'm gonna do the bottom part now. So right, I'll go back to my curve tool. Right, create curve tool, CV curve tool again. You can actually grab to the left here, that's the last two U's. The shortcut is H, so you can click on here, and that allows you to recall the CV curve tool again that we used earlier. So I'll place my points accordingly, put it closer if you need it to be more defined. If you know that you're gonna turn a corner and make it more defined, so you might want to place those points closer. And I'll just keep on drawing. The closer points the points are, more defined this. If you don't like it, you can just undo it, Ctrl Z, or middle mouse button to move it as you place a point. Middle mouse button, click and drag. The middle mouse button allows you to place it and before you move on to the next point. Alright, if you like it, just press Q to commit that, and we have our second curve. I don't like how this is looking, it's too sharp, so I'm gonna try to do something about it. Maybe try to tweak it before I head on to the surface creation tool later on, and bring it perhaps closer there a bit. if you don't know what does what, basically just select the points and try to move it around. See what it does to your curve. And you can zoom in further if you really want to see what's going on. And this is not too bad. I think I can live with this. Maybe a slight tweaking that way. And yeah, it's important not to be like me and spending too long tweaking it, because eventually we're gonna tweak this even more later. See, look at me, I'm tweaking, and I know for a fact that I will undo all this again. See. Alright, so let's move on. Let's go on to the next part here. The top part, the nose cone of the rocket ship. Alright, zoom in a bit. Get that last tool used, the CV curve tool. Drop in those points. Remember, we can use middle mouse button to move it. The current point that we draw, you can always move it again even after we've placed it by using middle mouse button on your mouse. Alright, remember we gotta put our points on that straight vertical line. The first and the last point need to be placed on the same vertical line. You notice that all my curves, the start point and the last point, they all sit on that vertical line. So we get half of a profile, because what we're gonna do next is we're gonna grab each one of these curves and we're gonna apply a revolve. So select that curve, go to surfaces, hit revolve. You'll see that I have an error here. My mesh is not really NURBS, it's actually a polygonal mesh and it's all triangles. The reason for that is in the options. If you go to the options, you'll see that in my revolve options I already tweaked the options. Maybe I did a demo to you earlier and I set it as not NURBS, it's polygons with triangles. So if you are like me, you can go to edit and reset these settings. You can do it again and again, doesn't really matter, so that it's all reset nicely. And hit apply. This is the default we have, and we get a NURBS by default. So you want this, and you select that. We know that our settings have been reset. You can just hit revolve there. It turns out black, but don't worry, we'll fix that later. Revolve that as well. Sweet. Alright, let's fix the black here. See that guy is black. That means our normals are not pointing in the correct direction. We know we can fix this. Go to surfaces. Right down to the bottom there is a reverse direction. That's what you want, and now it's looking nice and gray just like the rest. Alright, moving on, we're gonna do the insides of the rocket, the red part. Alright, alright, for that I'll press 4 so that I get my wireframe view. And we'll go to my CV curve tool again, grab the last tool used, place it on that vertical line, keep on drawing, keep it closer if you know you're gonna turn a bend, and this can be zoomed out, and we need a nice graceful curve, sweeping curve there, and we can zoom in a bit because we know we're gonna go in closer here, and we want those points to be closer to each other. I made a mouse button to change it, put it down there. Alright, and keep on drawing, and that's it. Press Q if you're happy with the curve. It's not too bad. We can straight on head to surface, revolve, or we can select the points and move it, tweak it if we think that that's going to affect our surface creation. So in this case, I decide to tweak it even a bit more. Just get it to look similar to the outer body there. Alright, right, I'll say that's not too bad. Select the curve again. And let's go to surfaces, revolve that guy, and we get the middle part there. Alright, it's not too bad, but it's not totally perfect. It looks a bit funny though, to tell you the truth. So we can perhaps start to tweak this guy a bit, and we need to go inside the outliner for the purpose of easy selection of all the curves. So the outliner is our best friend, so use it. In this case, I select the curve number 2 and bring it up so that that mesh is all push upwards. You can select the top one, and we can bring it down a bit. Perhaps it does look a bit funny there, too high. And tell you what, this is a lot of tweaking. I think I'll continue in the next video, so see you guys there. Alright, thank you.